In today's video, let us understand about a very important medical procedure that is all about dialysis. So what is this dialysis? When it is done, in case when both kidneys of a person fail, then they will adopt a procedure which is called dialysis. Apart from dialysis, there is also one more solution, that is to go for kidney transplantation. But kidney transplantation takes much time because a suitable donor has to be found, and it is also quite expensive, and so many other procedures are involved in making it right. So usually the simple procedure that will be available for person who has the problem of kidney failure, either kidney failure, is dialysis. So in dialysis, what is done? Let us find out and see what exactly will happen in dialysis. So dialysis is also called as artificial kidney. So when both kidneys of any person fail, the condition will be called as uremia. It is called as uremia, or it is called as ESRD, that is end stage renal disease. It is called end stage renal disease. So imagine what will happen if both kidneys of a person fail. Kidneys perform the function of excretion, as we know, and also they will help in osmoregulation, which is maintenance of water and ion balance inside our body. So they are responsible for excretion as well as osmoregulation. So if both of them are not functioning, osmoregulation it is called. So if both the kidneys stop functioning, what will be the problem? Both the functions cannot be solved. That is, there cannot be proper excretion nor maintenance of water and ion balance in the body. Because of which, what will happen? There will be accumulation of toxic waste inside the body of a person, and also their body parts will start swelling because of the water logging inside the tissues, and even the ionic balance loss will lead to edematous condition. So because of this, the person cannot eat anything, not even a sip of water can they take when they are suffering with this problem of ESRD. So why at all ESRD comes? What is the major reason for ESRD? It may be due to different reasons, as we have already said. Once a person reaches the age of 40, after every 10 years, 10% of functional nephrons would decrease. And also use of different types of medications, particularly the painkillers, which are found to cause a lot of impact on the kidneys, can lead to ESRD conditions. Or there can be other medical conditions, some autoimmune diseases, some infectious conditions also, or kidney stones can also lead to ESRD condition. So all these problems basically can lead to ESRD. And the probable solution which is immediately available for the patient is dialysis. So what is done in dialysis? Because their kidneys are not functioning, the blood of the person need to be cleaned. It should be made free of the toxic waste, which should be actually done by the working kidneys. But because the kidneys are not working, there should be some procedure to eliminate the waste materials outside the body of the patient. So what will be done? So this is the procedure. As you can see, the patient's arm region, to the patient's arm region, this is what is called as the dialysis unit. A dialysis unit will be connected to the patient's arm region. So near the elbow point, there is what is called as the radial artery. What it is? It is called the radial artery. So to the radial artery, a particular tube will be connected through which the blood of the person can be drawn. So the blood of the person slowly will be drawn into this particular unit. So this is the actual unit of the dialysis process. So this is called the dialyzing chamber. So when you have to see this dialyzing chamber, it consists of different tubes like this, and outside in this chamber there is a fluid, as you can see in the green color, that is called the dialyzing fluid. So this dialyzing fluid will have the composition same as that of the plasma of our blood, except that it is not having any waste materials in that. So now what is happening when the tube is connected to the radial artery of the person, and when the process of dialysis is started, slowly the blood of the person will be pulled into this particular tube. And you have to remember that when blood comes out of our blood vessels, there is a tendency of clotting. So in order to prevent that, actually into these tubes heparin, anticoagulant called as heparin, will be introduced, so that once the blood comes out, it won't get clotted. So the blood of the person through the radial artery will be slowly pulled out, and slowly it will be passed through these tubes into the dialyzing machine. Okay, so this dialyzing machine will have all these sort of tubes which are made up of cellophane, and these tubes actually will be semi-permeable in nature. That is, they allow some particles to get out and some particles to get in. You remember the semi-permeable nature. Okay, so like that, what will happen when the blood reaches these tubes, okay, which is having lot of toxic waste in it. Okay, what will happen by the process of osmosis? Okay, whatever are the waste materials that are there will go out into the dialyzing fluid. Into this fluid, all the waste materials will come out. Okay, because the composition of the outside fluid, the dialyzing fluid, is same as that of the blood, except for this is not having the waste materials, whereas blood is having the waste materials. So by the simple process of diffusion, okay, the particles from high concentration will move to the low concentration. So like that, the waste materials which are present in the blood will all come out into this particular fluid, which is called the dialyzing fluid. Okay, so this dialyzing fluid, when it is all filled with all the waste materials, it will be collected through an outlet into a separate dispenser, and through another dispenser, the dialyzing fluid will be constantly pumped back into this unit. So like that, the fresh fluid is always maintained in the fluid which is exhausted by addition of the toxic waste will be eliminated out continuously. So like this, the blood of the person would be clean, and this process would be taking 3 to 6 hours. The whole session will take about 3 to 6 hours, and the blood will be filtered, okay, free of the toxic waste. And again, after the filtration process is done, the blood that is getting filtered will be pumped back into the person, okay, through the vein which is called the cephalic vein. The vein is called the cephalic vein. Through cephalic vein, it will be introduced back. And remember that we have introduced heparin initially because the blood has come out. To prevent clotting, we have introduced the anticoagulant heparin into these tubes. And before the blood is pumped back into the system, again, there should be some way to remove this heparin. So some neutralizing agents will be added to neutralize the effect of heparin, and the blood, okay, which is purified, will be just sent through the cephalic vein into the patient. And this whole process, as I said, it takes a longer time, from 3 to 6 hours, and it can be done under local anesthesia because the process proves to be painful. And this particular type of dialysis, it is called as the hemodialysis. There is one more type of dialysis which is called the peritoneal dialysis, but usually common dialysis procedure would be the hemodialysis procedure. So like this person, okay, the patient, whoever has got the problem of ESRD, okay, to a period of time he can sustain by continuing this dialysis process depending upon the functionality of his kidneys, to what extent they are functioning, okay. So depending upon that, the doctor may advise dialysis after a period of 10 days, 15 days or whatever it is, and he has to go regularly and get this procedure done regularly so that he can sustain his life. Otherwise, okay, it proves to be a severe problem and it can lead to the death of the person. Okay, so this is all about dialysis, how it is done and all. Okay, apart from this, we also have the procedure of kidney transplantation, where new kidney can be introduced into the person. It is called kidney transplantation. So in this kidney transplantation, suitable donor would be found, okay, by HLA typing, tissue matching it is called. They will just check out the suitable donor, okay, and if the donor is ready, they can collect that kidney. They will introduce into the person who has this problem of ESRD. But all this procedure is quite complicated because the immune system of the person interferes in this process, okay, and it may be successful or it may be a failure, and a lot of issues are associated with the kidney transplantation. So that's why the immediate procedure that is available to help out the patients who are suffering with ESRD will be dialysis, and this is how it will be done. So Charles Hufnagel was the person, the doctor, who has first performed kidney transplantation in between twins, which was found to be success. But it is a long procedure, time taking, and also it involves a lot of financial assistance is needed for this particular process. So usually people will be preferring dialysis process to sustain their lives. So hope you followed dialysis and you have got some awareness about the procedure.